Hey everyone, welcome to the Ghoulhaus Obscura channel. I've been spending a lot of time talking at the camera, telling stories, digging into unsettling weird things, but I haven't really mentioned much about myself. And at some point I realized if you're gonna sit here and listen to me talk about all of that, you should probably know who I am. So hi, I'm Ash or Ashley, either one works. And yeah, I guess I'm the ghoul behind all of this, which sounds way more dramatic than it actually is. I'm really just someone who's very into the strange, the uncomfortable, and the stuff most people don't usually sit with for very long. If you've met me outside of this, I'd probably be talking about music or something weird I read, or honestly just hanging out with my dogs. I work, I go riding with my husband, and I fully lean into being the weirdo aunt, and I love it. I'm also someone who, despite all the horror and unsettling content, tries pretty damn hard to keep my day-to-day life peaceful. Not perfect, just intentional. I avoid a lot of negativity where I can. Not because it doesn't exist, just because I don't need to carry all of it. I started this channel earlier this year as a project to dive into before turning 40 in July, and that timing wasn't random. I think there's something about hitting that point where you start asking yourself, what am I actually doing for me? Not what I should be doing, not what's expected, just something that feels personal. Something that's mine. And I didn't want to keep putting that off. So this became that. Not with some huge plan, not with some big end goal, just a starting point. And what this turned into is a space for horror. Not just horror for the sake of being scary, it's really about connection. And the things that exist in that weird space in between. The stuff that doesn't fully make sense. The things that stick with you after the story ends. The things that make you feel something, even if you don't fully understand why. I loved Halloween for as long as I can remember. Not in a casual way, it was a whole identity. I was always the one in the creepy costumes. Always leaning towards the darker, stranger aesthetics, but it never came from a place of just wanting to be dark or edgy. There's always been something weirdly beautiful about the macabre to me. There's depth in it. There's honesty in it. It doesn't pretend everything is fine all of the time. And I think that's part of why I connect with it so much. And I think a lot of that ties into fear. Fear is such a strange thing. It's not universal. It's definitely not one size fits all. What completely shakes one person does nothing to someone else. And I think that says a lot about who we are. I'm completely fascinated by fear. Not just experiencing it, but understanding it. Why certain things get under your skin. Why some moments linger. Why something small can stay with you for years. And honestly, I think that same curiosity shows up in other parts of my life too. Like music. Music is a huge part of my life, and I really don't stick to one lane with it. I'll go from something like opera to the most chaotic metal you could imagine, and that makes perfect sense to me. If something makes me feel something, I'm in. And I think that connects to all of this. Just being open to things that aren't always easy or comfortable. The more unexpected it is, the more I want to understand it. And the truth is, there isn't some huge, complicated reason why I make these videos. I make them because I enjoy it. Because I like exploring these stories. I like talking about them. I like creating something out of that curiosity. And if people find it and connect with it, that's the part that actually matters. One of the moments that really has stuck with me was my first conversations with the strange interview with Gutter. Just how open it was, how real it felt. And the fact that someone like my awesome mother-in-law could watch it and come away seeing that person differently, that mattered. That's the kind of connection I care about. As far as the paranormal goes, I sit somewhere right in the middle. I think there are some things we don't fully understand yet, things that feel unexplainable, but I also believe in science, in facts, in questioning things. I don't think you have to fully believe or fully dismiss something. I think it's okay to exist in that middle space. Now, going forward, I just want to keep building this. More stories, more conversations, definitely more interviews, especially with bands and musicians. And honestly, if you have stories you think I should cover for Unsettling Stories, or people you'd love to see me talk to on Conversations with the Strange, I'm completely open to that. Some of the best things come from conversations like that. And if you're here for a little while, or you just found this, I want this to feel like a place where you're seen, where you're heard, where you can be curious without feeling weird about it, because being a little weird is kind of the point. So yeah, that's me. Not some mysterious entity, not some character, just a person who's a little fascinated by the darker side of things, but still very much grounded in the real world. A little curious, a little strange, occasionally haunted, depending on the day. And also, really quick before I go, I want to shout out my little brother. His channel is So King Winter, and he streams all sorts of games. So if that's your thing, go show him some love, and I will always be linking his channel in the descriptions of every video. Thank you so much for your time, guys, and thanks for listening and watching.